Hey everyone, it's LockhawkQT here, and Black Ops 6 recently had its full gameplay reveal via Treyarch, inviting content creators out to play the mode early, plus they had the whole marketing blowout with the gameplay and the different trailers that we've had recently. It's been really crazy. And many of the actual YouTubers and content creators that actually got to play the mode, such as Mr. Dalit JD and Codename Pizza, have all been complaining about the same thing. Now, most of these YouTubers do like to sing the praises of Activision and Treyarch because they want to be invited back for, to play the mode in later games early and things like that, but they have actually been all complaining about the same thing: the point system and the UI. Now, in past games such as Call of Duty World at War, Black Ops 1, it used to work as a lethal headshot being 100 points, a lethal melee being 130 points, and a non-lethal hit being 10 points, so, one singular bullet hitting a zombie, that would be 10 points. Plus, the points on kills would actually change depending on what gun you're using. So, say for example, if you're using an AR, an SMG, or something with a high rate of fire, that would drum up and earn you more points faster than using something like a sniper or a shotgun. In World at War Black Ops 1, you wouldn't really, in sort of high rounds, use like a shotgun unless you're specifically trying to get high rounds. You just wouldn't do it to drum up points, just purely for the fact that you just won't get as many as using an SMG or an AR. And then the point system then changed for games like Black Ops 4 slightly, with the biggest change, however, then coming in Cold War, with the point system focusing more on killing zombies rather than accumulating points over time via shooting zombies with different weapons. Many people actually disliked this change in this new point system that they implemented for Cold War, which also made its way to Vanguard, as it made each kill the exact same amount of points, along with the addition of the points flying up on the screen and sort of covering up your gun. You'd have all the medals at the top, and then you'd have the zombie critical kill, zombie elimination all over your screen there, and it kind of looks really messy, especially in Cold War. The point system then changed very slightly again in Vanguard compared to Cold War, but it's virtually the same, and then was even worse here with a headshot only counting as 30 points, and then a regular kill being 20, which was actually changed due to the fact that maps like Terra Maledicta and Der Anfang were objective based, so they aren't round based, meaning that the points were earned much slower, and the points were earned more so by doing the side objectives. And these modes, like the objective maps, Der Anfang, for example, are some of the, I'd argue and say they are the worst zombies maps that I've ever heard. Vanguard Zombies just wasn't it overall, and the point system in Vanguard Zombies, especially in the first two maps before it was slightly changed to sort of mimic the Cold War point system, it was awful. Again, this point system is probably by far the worst point system we've ever had in zombies, and is universally hated by the entire zombies community. And although Cold War's point system wasn't as bad as Vanguard's, especially with, Der Anfang and Terra Maledicta, the reception to the Cold War's point system was still mixed, as some people actually did enjoy it. If you go down the comments on videos and Reddit, people are actually on there defending it, and that was actually to my surprise, as I thought Cold War's point system was a bit of a downgrade compared to something like Black Ops 3, for example. But it seems like for Black Ops 6, we're actually getting the return of the Cold War point system. YouTubers that have been, invited out to Treyarch and invited out to COD Next, etc., they have all been saying that the point system in Black Ops 6 is virtually identical to Cold War. And recently, those YouTubers have also given their overall feedback on their time playing the game, and so far, as they mentioned, apparently there were just loads of balancing issues and complaints about the point generation speed and armor purchase costs. And apparently the YouTubers that actually went and played Black Ops 6 early highlighted the potential gameplay balancing problems that could hinder player enjoyment as they progressed to higher rounds. And apparently as you got to higher rounds, it was harder to earn points. And that really scares me, because what if you go down, for example, you lose all your armor, perks, everything, maybe you lose a weapon if you've got Mule Kick, if they ever add that in a future DLC, and then you're just left with no points at all to buy all your stuff back. And this is really a shame when it comes to Black Ops 6 Zombies, because the early impressions of YouTubers that have actually got to play the mode early is apparently that the game is fantastic so far. Apparently, you know, the return of Gobblegums and, you know, the smoother gameplay, the new Omni movement, the improved maps being, you know, Terminus and Liberty Falls. The YouTubers haven't played Liberty Falls yet, but apparently Terminus is really good. And the innovative new features and traps and wonder weapons apparently are all brilliant from what the YouTubers and content creators are all saying, but apparently, again, the point system has some major glaring balancing issues. And again, in my opinion, the old point system, you were actually rewarded for killing zombies in different ways. Say, for example, on round 1, you sort of, you know, shoot a zombie in the leg 8 times and knife them and you get more points. And I guess you could just optimize it better and strategize better, but sadly in Cold War that just wasn't the case. I mean, the first 5 rounds in Cold War is just you knifing zombies, and it's just not great. It's the same for Black Ops 4, you know, where you got the Strife with the bayonet knife attachment on it and you're just knifing zombies for the first 5 rounds. It kind of gets boring compared to, like, you know, World at War Black Ops 1. I've been playing a lot of those maps recently for my sort of retrospective series that I'm doing, and I think personally the classic point system, so World at War to Black Ops 3, is probably, in my opinion, the best point system we've ever had. And the fact that it keeps changing and getting worse over time. I mean, Black Ops 4 changed it, and then obviously Cold War changed it, and then Vanguard, more specifically Der Anfang Terra Maledicta, it was changed to fit the objective system. You know, you'd only get like 10, 20, 30 points for a kill. And in that, you know, that's probably rock bottom for the point system. So hopefully they can take the feedback from Cold War's point system and, you know, implement it into Black Ops 6, because I think this is probably going to be the biggest thing in the game that could potentially ruin Black Ops 6 Zombies. Again, if you can't get the point right, I know a lot of people don't think it's such a big deal, but the point system is just one of the biggest gameplay mechanics of the mode. Without the point system, you can't buy doors, you can't buy perks, you can't back punch, you can't buy armor, all things that you need to progress into high rounds and do Easter eggs. And I feel like without a good point system in place, then the whole mode is going to crumble. So how can they fix the point system? Well, I think if they're not going to just straight up copy the old one, then I think maybe balance it so that it's a nice mixture of Cold War and Black Ops 3. I think, again, implementing the variable point system, so for example, if you shoot a zombie in the head, you get maybe some more points, for example, like you do in Cold War and Black Ops 3, and then maybe depending on where you hit the zombie's model, you get different points, like if you hit its foot or arm or stuff like that. So again, you get more points depending on which weapon you use. Personally, I think that's a lot better rather than just killing a zombie and getting 100 points. I think it, you know, it's kind of after a while, but I think the old point system's definitely better, and I feel like if they can add a bit more depth to it, because in my opinion Cold War's point system, and then obviously later on with Shi No Numa Reborn and Vanguard, etc., I feel like that point system has no depth and it's very simplistic, and I feel like if they can add a bit of depth to the point system, then they can make it great again. So everyone, thank you so much for watching the video today. I've just rambled on about a point system for ages, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about the fact that Black Ops 6 will be reusing Cold War's point system? And how do you think Treyarch can fix it? Do you think it will be something that's really bad at launch and then it's fixed later on? Or do you think Treyarch are actively working on it now, using the feedback from the content creators? As I said earlier, this apparently was the biggest issue. Pretty much all of the Zombies YouTubers that went to Treyarch and got to play the mode early, apparently the point system was the #1 issue that came up, and apparently the YouTubers did tell Treyarch their thoughts, saying that they didn't like the point system and apparently it wasn't balanced correctly. So hopefully Treyarch have taken that on board and can fix the mode accordingly. And everyone, thank you so much for watching the video today. And for more Black Ops 6 Zombies, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I hope you all have a fantastic day, stay safe, and goodbye.